If you own property in Dubai, you need to understand what happens when you pass away. Many people assume that their foreign will covers everything. But in Dubai, the rules are different. And not planning ahead can create serious problems for your family when it comes to inheritance. In this video, we'll explain what the default inheritance rules are in Dubai, how they affect your property, and what options you have to protect your assets. Whether you are an expat, a family, or a global investor, this is something that you need to know. Before we start, my name is Shiraz Baid and I'm the founder at Lepidus Wealth, where we help clients and families protect their assets using a range of tools including trust, foundations, wills, and offshore structures. So if you own a business or real estate, don't wait until a legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting what you have built. Instead, request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link below. You can then implement it step by step as your journey progresses. If a non Muslim passes away in Dubai without a valid local will or asset protection structure in place, the estate enters a legal process known as probate. But this is not like common law probate in the UK or US. In Dubai, unless a will is formally registered under the DIFC Wills and Probate Registry or another recognized body, the estate is likely to be distributed according to the Sharia law by default. Sharia succession has very specific inheritance rules. Spouse, children, and extended family receive fixed shares. But the key issue is this: the outcome may not align with what you actually intended. For example, a spouse might only receive 1/8 of the estate. Sons typically inherit twice as much as daughters under the Sharia law. And in some cases, business partners or stepchildren may receive nothing at all. Now consider this from the bank's perspective. Upon death, the deceased's local bank accounts, including any joint accounts, are typically frozen until the estate is legally processed. If the property is mortgaged, the repayments may be disrupted. If it's a jointly owned property, the surviving spouse does not automatically inherit the other half. This can cause immediate financial stress, especially if the property was your family home or tied to rental income. So, what are the solutions? There are three common ways to safeguard real estate in Dubai from succession issues. The first is the DIFC will. This is a legally recognized will that is friendly to non Muslims, and the will is registered with the DIFC codes, which allows you to bypass the Sharia succession laws and specify exactly who inherits what. It's straightforward, clean, and gives legal certainty. The DIFC will covers real estate, shares, bank accounts, and even guardianship wishes for minors. The second is a DIFC or ADGM foundation. Instead of holding the property in your personal name, you transfer it into a foundation. You remain in control during your lifetime, but upon your death, the foundation continues to own the property and distribute benefits according to your wishes. This approach eliminates the need for probate entirely, since assets never form part of your personal estate. This model is especially useful for investors who are holding multiple properties or want a consolidated succession structure that works across borders. Foundations are recognized under the civil law, and unlike a trust, they have legal personality. That means they can own real estate directly, sign contracts, and maintain continuity even if the founder passes away. The third option, often used in combination with the others, is a special purpose vehicle or SPV. These are holding companies that set up in DIFC or ADGM specifically for asset ownership. If you don't want to create a foundation yet, an SPV still helps streamline the succession by separating property ownership from your personal name. It also gives you flexibility around tax, control, and banking arrangements. But here is something important to note. Simply setting up an SPV or a foundation is not enough. You need to ensure the shareholding or beneficiary structure is properly defined. Otherwise, the same succession issues can come up all over again. That's why these setups should always be paired with properly drafted letter of wishes or succession charter. Let's take a quick example. Say you are an expat with two properties in Dubai, one mortgaged and one fully paid. You also have three adult children and one minor. If you pass away unexpectedly without a plan, the bank may freeze the accounts, Your spouse may not inherit property outright, and your children may end up entangled in court proceedings. But if those properties are held through a DIFC foundation with a clear letter of wishes and bank accounts in the name of the foundation, the transition is automatic. There is no court process, no probate, no asset freeze, and no family uncertainty. This also creates a smooth path for international families. Many of my Australian clients, for example, use DIFC Foundation to coordinate their Dubai assets with family trust back home. British families appreciate the ability to avoid probate, which can be lengthy and public. Now, Indian families often face complex multi jurisdictional inheritance law. Using a foundation ensures consistency across borders. And beyond inheritance, these structures offer living benefits as well. You can use the foundation to hold rental income, pay school fee, distribute allowances, and reinvest earnings, all without mixing them into your personal tax and liability profile. It's also worth mentioning that Dubai real estate is now widely accepted as part of serious family office strategies. With strong title protections, stable governance, and the option to ring fence via DIFC tools, it makes sense to align your property holdings with your global succession and asset protection plan. If you already own real estate in your personal name, that should not be an issue. It's also possible to restructure the ownership by transferring it into the foundation or SPV. And if the beneficial owners remains the same, the Dubai Land Department will not apply the 4% transfer fee. Instead, a significantly reduced fee of 0.125% is applied. The process can take a few weeks, but long term benefits often far outweigh the initial effort. Finally, while there is no inheritance tax in Dubai, that does not mean that you should ignore tax planning. If your beneficiaries are tax resident in high tax countries, the inheritance may still trigger reporting or taxation abroad. Holding your property through a foundation allows for far more strategic planning when it comes to cross border tax exposure. Dubai offers powerful tools, but they only work if you use them proactively. Real estate is often the largest asset in person's portfolio. Don't leave it to chance with the local default law that is based on the Sharia principles, along with frozen accounts and court delays. As I mentioned earlier, if you own a business or real estate, don't wait for legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting your wealth. Many people think asset protection is only for ultra wealthy. But the reality is that some of these solutions cost as much as setting up a free zone company in Dubai. If you want to secure what you have built and ensure your legacy, you can request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link in the description below. And if you're serious about building long-term financial security, you should really check out my next video right here.